We just survived the initial chaos of free agency, but the real season-defining moves are about to happen right now in the NFL draft. Armed with premium picks, this front office has the ultimate ammunition to build an absolute powerhouse, and if you think the roster is locked and loaded already, just wait until you see the completely unhinged game-changers we are bringing in today. Before we dive into this ultimate 7-round mock draft, do me a quick favor and smash that like button, share this video with a fellow diehard, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Let's get straight to the facts. The current draft capital is sitting at pick 25 in the first round, picks 57 and 60 in the second, and pick 89 in the third. From there, we hold pick 129 in the fourth, and wrap it up with 2 late 7th rounders. That is 7 total rolls of the dice to push this franchise over the edge and straight into a championship parade. But looking at the current state of the roster, are we just one relentless pass rusher away from total dominance? Or is the offensive line still the sleeping giant holding our entire playbook back? Think about that for a second as we map out the future. With the 25th overall pick in the first round, I am sprinting to the podium to select Akeem Masiter, the dynamic edge rusher out of Miami. I know some of you are instantly going to look at his birth certificate and start panicking because he is going to be 25 years old. But let's be totally real for a minute. When you have a rapidly closing contention window and a Super Bowl ring is on the line, youth is entirely overrated. We do not need a massive project who might figure it out in 3 long years. We need a grown man who can step onto the turf right this very second and physically dominate the opposition. I watched his tape, and my jaw hit the floor. He sets a brutal edge against the run, and his pass-rushing toolbox is completely locked and loaded. Honestly, there were moments last season where he looked even more explosive than his highly touted teammate Ruben Bain Jr. Yes, Bain is the younger, flashier prospect, but Masiter is pro-ready today. There is a massive, statistically proven correlation between edge rushers who boast a pass rush win rate over 20% in college and those who turn into absolute nightmares in the NFL. Masiter easily hits that elite threshold. We are gambling on proven production over raw potential, and in a draft class that is relatively thin on premium, elite-tier edge talent, getting a pro-ready, violent contributor here is an absolute steal that will have other general managers sick to their stomachs. Moving right along into the second round, my phone is ringing, and we are hitting our first trade alert of the day. We are shipping off pick 57, sliding down just 6 spots, and picking up a highly valuable extra 4th-round selection in the process. We originally had a gaping hole in the later rounds, so stockpiling another mid-round dart is a massive victory for the war room. Now, sitting comfortably at pick 60, we are locking in Davison Igbinosun, the absolute lockdown cornerback from Ohio State. If you want to talk about absolute physical freaks, this is the guy you build the defense around. He stands tall, he is ridiculously lanky, and he brings a terrifying level of speed to the boundary. But the number that should absolutely make you lose your mind is his arm length. We are talking about nearly 33-inch arms on a defensive back. That is an unfair athletic advantage that completely disrupts passing lanes. He fits the exact mold of a physical, press man corner who can jam receivers at the line of scrimmage and completely erase them from the route tree. He racked up multiple interceptions and 10 pass breakups last year, proving he has the elite ball skills to match the physical traits. You draft a guy like Igbinosun to come in and be a high-end disruptor. Whether he directly challenges Tariq Stevenson for starting reps on day 1, or just provides intense, cutthroat competition alongside Terrell Smith, adding premium, undeniable talent to the secondary is an absolute necessity. We cannot overlook the defensive backs any longer, and this pick completely fortifies the back end of our defense. We are not done dealing. I am trading back again, this time moving down 16 spots to pick 79 and acquiring yet another 4th-round pick to load up our war chest. With that 79th overall pick, we are taking Dominique Orange, the massive defensive tackle from Iowa State. They do not call him Big Citrus for nothing. Look, I am well aware that everyone in the fanbase is completely obsessed with the top-tier defensive tackles. I would love to land Peter Woods, and I am keeping an eye on Caleb Banks despite the frustrating medical concerns. But the reality is, if we wait for that second wave of defensive tackles, guys like Dante Corleone or Darrell Jackson, we can grab elite value while addressing other premium positions early on. Dominique Orange is arguably one of the most violent, unmovable run-defending tackles in this entire draft class. Is he going to rack up 10 sacks and dazzle you with elite pass rush moves? Probably not, but that is completely fine. His primary job is to eat up double teams, clog the interior rushing lanes, and create absolute chaos in the middle, freeing up our speedy, hard-hitting linebackers like Devin Bush and Marco Jackson to shoot the gaps and rack up bone-crushing tackles behind the line of scrimmage. You need guys who do the gritty, dirty work, and Orange is a master of the trenches. This brings me to our question of the day. Head down to the comments right now and let your voice be heard. Would you rather spend a premium early pick on a flashy defensive tackle, or wait until the third round to grab a run-stuffing specialist like Dominique Orange? Drop your fiery takes below because I know this fanbase is completely divided on how to fix the defensive line. Now we are back on the clock at pick 89, and we are addressing the heartbeat of the offensive line by drafting Florida center Jake Slaughter. We all know the front office has aggressively scouted premier centers, sending massive contingents to watch Sam Hecht and keeping a very close eye on Connor Lew. But getting Jake Slaughter right here is an absolute masterclass in scheme fit. Our offense relies heavily on the outside zone run, meaning our offensive linemen have to be highly athletic, incredibly smart, and capable of moving fluidly in space. Slaughter graded out exceptionally well in zone concepts, and his athletic testing proves he has the lateral quickness to reach the second level. The plan here is brilliant. You bring him in to sit, learn, and develop for 1 year behind veteran Garrett Bradbury. Bradbury has the veteran mobility we need right now, but Slaughter is the undeniable long-term franchise answer. He is a fantastic pass protector, and if he gets a redshirt year to master this highly complex offensive system, he will be absolutely primed to take the keys to the offense by next season. Let him master the playbook, and we are set for the next decade. Thanks to our aggressive trading, the fourth round is an absolute goldmine. With our first fourth-round pick, we are grabbing Brennan Thompson, the electrifying wide receiver. This kid is the undisputed fastest player in the entire draft, blazing a jaw-dropping 4.26 in the 40-yard dash. His straight-line speed is simply not human. It is terrifying for opposing defenses. He finally put it all together last season, becoming a leading receiver and averaging a ridiculous 18.5 yards per catch. Sure, he is undersized. Yes, he had a few frustrating drops. But you cannot teach that kind of game-breaking speed. Imagine utilizing him as a lethal kick returner, running jet sweeps, and forcing defensive coordinators to lose sleep over his deep threat potential. Does pure, trackstar speed justify a draft pick even if the player is a bit raw on the edges? Think about how one single explosive play completely shatters the momentum of a tough game. Next up in the fourth round at pick 125, we are snatching up Bud Clark, the incredibly versatile defensive back. He has the dynamic ability to line up at nickel, play tight man coverage, or drop back as a true free safety. Early in his career, his tackling was a massive liability, but last season, he flipped a switch. He got significantly more physical, threw his body around, and mixed it up aggressively in the run game. Defensive coordinators obsess over chess pieces who can move around the secondary, and Clark is a certified playmaker waiting to erupt. With our final fourth-round selection, we are adding raw explosive power to the backfield with Kentucky running back Seth McGowan. This guy tore up the combine with a staggering 43-inch vertical and blazing speed. He has a compact, powerful frame and hits the hole with absolute violence, completely unbothered by contact. He is the perfect candidate to come in as our third running back, operate smoothly in the screen game, and eventually develop into a punishing, physical rotational piece in our backfield. Finally, we wrap up this massive haul in the seventh round with Lake McCree, the tight end out of USC. Here is the secret sauce for this pick. He spent years overlapping with our franchise quarterback, Caleb Williams, building undeniable chemistry that you simply cannot replicate in a few months of training camp. With Durham Smythe signing elsewhere and the tight end room leaning heavily on Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland, we desperately need a reliable backup to step up. Getting a guy who already knows exactly how our franchise quarterback operates under pressure is the ultimate 7th-round value pick. He will battle for every inch on the practice field and provide excellent depth in the trenches. This 7th-round masterpiece completely transforms the roster. We fortified the defensive line with instant impact and run-stuffing size. We brought in athletic freaks to lock down the secondary. We secured the future of the offensive line, and we injected pure, unadulterated speed into the offense. The foundation is set, the talent is undeniable, and the league better be on notice.